Hello everybody, it's Father Richard Gonzalez here. This past week we celebrated the very first week of the Easter season. That's right, as an Easter people, we not only celebrate Easter for just one day or 1 week, but the entirety of a season. We celebrate again how the peace of Christ, how He has come into our world to bring healing, to bring strength, to bring renewal within our very lives and also within our world. But before we continue, and before I forget, just one more thing. If you enjoyed this YouTube video, consider giving it a thumbs up like, subscribing to my YouTube channel if you haven't already, and hitting the notification bell and the all tab so you are notified of all future videos on my YouTube channel. Yes, my friends, as we have seen in the context of the readings of the weekday masses in the past few days, this very first week of the Easter season, we can see that it took the disciples a while to accept and to believe the good news of Easter. They had been so traumatized by what had happened a few days earlier that they struggled to believe that Jesus was alive in a powerfully new way. And there's something extraordinary about the good news of Easter which should not be taken for granted. And even today, the popular culture struggles to accept, to really believe, that it is easier to accept the death of Jesus than to accept His resurrection, and that it is easier to dismiss the presence of God, to push Him aside, and say that He doesn't even exist. Yes, when we place God to the side, when we try to, quote, get rid of God, a darkness, a loneliness begins to encroach on our sense of peace within our very lives. The gospel readings proclaim that the Lord's light always shines in our darkness, whatever form that darkness takes. We're being assured that our failures do not have the last word. Again, our failures do not have the last word. God has the last word. Whatever failures, sins of the past, frustrations, or anger for being wronged by others, bring it all to the steadfast reality of Christ's healing and strengthening grace. This reminds me of the so-called cancel culture, which tries to erase the reality of our lives, our nation, and our world into its own image. The cancel culture wants to erase everything that has made us who we are as a nation, a church, and as a race of people. No society is perfect. No person is perfect. It is absolutely foolish and self-destructive to bury and to ignore the sins of the past in order to feel good for the moment. That is the fallacy of the cancel culture, taking action for a momentary flavor of the month Band-Aid upon a wound. We have to admit the sins of our past, bring it out into the light, allow the healing to begin, and to build upon the life-giving grace that comes from the wound. Perhaps this is why the church gives us 7 weeks of the Easter season to take it all in. We need time to recognize that the risen Lord is indeed standing among us, saying to us what He also said to His disciples that we see within the Gospels: peace be with you. He offers us that peace of mind and heart, which is the fruit of His love poured into our hearts through the Holy Spirit. The Lord remains one with us, and if we seek to be one with Him and be open to His word, He will work powerfully to bring new life out of our failures. And so by being in communion with the Lord, He sends us out as messengers of Easter hope. May God bless you today, tomorrow, and always, and I'll see you real soon.